Wagwan, guys. Welcome to the show, Smoking Ball. I'm your host, Jamaican OG Rude Boy.
Yes, sir. And I'm TJ, man. What's going on, y'all?
Man, we are here to bring you some great news, update, and information since we went over the standings last week and we made our crazy throwback Thursday picks of our players. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now we got some standings from Friday all the way through Sundays of all the games that was played. So on Friday, the Clippers beat the Pacers, the Heat lost to the Cavs, the Hawks lost to the Celtics, Thunders beat the Bulls, the Rockets won against the Grizzlies, the Pelicans lost against the Raptors, Nuggets beat the Jazz. Who the fuck did the Warriors play? Because I put Warriors twice on Friday.
The Wizards,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
they played the Nuggets yesterday
Wait.
on Sunday, I
Okay,
believe.
no, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, and then they beat the They beat the Wizards, and then the
Yes.
Nets lost to the Lakers. Those are Saturday's game. I mean Friday's
Mm-hmm.
games. Saturday's games. Spurs beat the Bucks. Pistons beat the Wolves. 76ers lost to the Hornets. The Hawks beat the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzlies won against the Bulls. Jazz lost against the Suns. Sunday's games. Clippers beat the Bucks. Heat beat the Pacers. No, Pacers beat the Heats. I'm sorry. Uh, Nets beat the Kings. Blazers beat the Wizards. Celtics beat the Hornets. The Rockets beat the Pelicans. The Knicks lost to the Thunders, and the Nuggets beat your Golden State
Yes.
Warriors.
Oh,
So, with that being said, we don't know the stats yet. Hopefully, by Thursday, Keon will let us know who's in first, second, and third. And probably, I think,
yeah,
what you
no.
said, we have like a week left of
Yeah,
basketball.
about regular season is over on the 12th. That's the day
So,
every team plays in the NBA. Every team.
by the beginning, by the end of the regular season, we'll have our winner and we'll let you know who our winner is. But Thursday we'll
Yes,
give you the
sir.
standings of who's in first, who's in second, who's in third, and I believe Tristan, you're still got the lead as far as I know for right now. We don't know anything
Yes.
about these picks. Hopefully, I took the lead and then I'm back in first.
Oh boy. After
But
this, I'd be surprised if I still had to leave because some of my picks I know have been wrong. I've had some
yeah,
dead wrong
no, I think
picks, man.
I started catching fire towards the end.
I
So
know.
um, we don't know. This is going to be an interesting one. This you were one of the most competitive ones
I
yet by
know. It's
far
been
because
great.
but the whole thing has been very competitive as far as the NBA is. The games is a lot of time consuming. It's a lot harder than the NBA was. So maybe
Right,
we got to
exactly.
find a way to make it a little bit easier for everybody, especially Key as a scorekeeper. Um,
Yeah.
so, what is there anything, any of these games for the past week that stood out to you as far as teams or players that stood
Yeah.
out?
Kind of just watching the last few. It's the week and the last couple weeks of the season, and everything ramps up. The intensity kind of ramps up because everybody's trying to get prominent seating. I would say the Thunder. You know, something about the Thunder, like as great as they are, they're still vulnerable, and I'll just say they'll go as far as Shea is going to take them, and he's had some pretty bad games that I feel like if Victor wins MVP, it'll be because of those last few stretch of games that Shea has had that haven't really been spectacular. While the Spurs have been looking great, man. The Spurs have been looking great. They're only 2 games back of the first seed. There is a great possibility that they could slip up, or not slip up, but catch up and take that number one seed spot
Shout out
from
to
the
San
OKC. So it's
Antonio.
getting great, man. It's getting really good.
Yeah, and I know San Antonio loves to hear that right now. So I know.
Yeah, I know, man. It's wow. Never.
But I
I'm just
got
happy
faith.
with the way
I
they've
still
gone.
have faith in my Lakers. I don't know what their idea of where they see the Lakers at as far as rankings is concerned. I'm not talking about in
Yeah,
the West, but I'm talking about power rankings. For them not to be
power rankings,
ranked
right?
top five was fucking diabolical to me. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
what I would say though is the team that I'm noticing that's starting to be awake, and Diggs is gonna love to hear this. Is the Thunder look like they done? How many games have they won? They won a few games in a row, right?
Who, the Thunder
No,
or
not the Thunder, the
uh
Nuggets.
yeah, I think it was six or no pun intended. It was either 6 or 7 games they won in a row.
Right, yeah, that's in crazy. That's crazy. So they done caught fire. I think who was it? The Raptors done caught fire, and then you and Key has been praising the Hawks. I don't know. Did they win again? Yep, they won
Oh yeah,
again.
they beat Boston today. They beat Boston.
They beat
They're
Boston,
comfortably the 6th seed.
and they beat Boston as a six seed. That's
They beat
impressive.
Boston. Yup.
So there might be a
So
threat
yeah.
going into the playoffs. That might be a team that we might need to watch out for as far as
Well, they
playoffs.
got, if the NBA, if the playoffs were to start today, they would have the Knicks as their first round matchup. And I honestly could see that going. I
Seven
can
games.
honestly, I can see it going either way. With if they end up the 6th seed, if they stay at the 6th seed, whoever ends up that 3rd seed, they can end up either way. I think the Hawks are going to be a very tough out, and I
You
think they
think
can upset somebody.
so?
I
What do you
really
think?
think they
Okay, so
can.
let's say the playoffs did start today. Let's say they do play the Knicks. How do you see that playing now? Do you think it's a clean sweep by a team? Do you think it's going to go 7 games? Do you? I mean,
I think it does have the potential because I remember the last season, Detroit and the Knicks, that went. It should have went 7 games, but the Detroit kind of got screwed over by a last minute like non-call on the three. But that went six. That went 6 games. I mean, you could totally. I mean, the Hawks they really none of their players have any playoff experience except for CJ McCollum. So I mean, but this is a young, hungry team, man. Like you never count these kind of
yeah. I
players out,
mean,
bro.
shit. Look at
Because
the you were just said you just mentioned. Look at the Thunder.
yep,
Nobody, I could never last year would have said, "Oh, by the way, look out for the Oklahoma City
I
Thunder.
know
They're going to be winning the championship this year." No, that would have.
nobody thought so. I mean, you kind of knew like they were going to be in the mix for sure because they already taken that step to where like they were starting to get consistently good, but. After they lost to the Mavericks in that semifinals, you kind of they still had some ways to go. So
Right,
anything can happen. This is why the NBA is the NBA. Like nobody's ever a for sure thing
right.
anymore.
Not
Like
even the Lakers, not even the
yeah,
Spurs, not
anything
even the
can happen.
Celtics. As you can see, if the
Yup.
Thunder won,
Mm-hmm. The
um,
Thunder won. Freaking man. Hell, we hit the Pacers. You never know. You never know when a small market
yeah, the
team
Pacers went all
can
the way last
surprise like
year
that.
too. So yeah, you're on
They could have
point.
won it all too.
So with John Morant being out,
Oh boy.
what does that say for his career in Memphis and his career as a whole? Is he done in Memphis? Is are they? You think they still
He's
gonna?
gone.
He's done.
I think he's gone. I think Jaw unfortunately is Jaw's going and kind of funny news that's were kind of similar. I don't know, like Jaden Ivey just got waived by the Chicago Bulls for some comments that he made that were unflattering to certain communities, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But the problem is with a lot of these young cats, man, it's the maturity level. Like he was, and I'm not going to say was because I still think Jaw is very talented and he's still a great player, but I just think he needs a new environment. He needs some better mentorship around him because I don't know what it is. I'm not going to speak on his home life because I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know who's real. I don't know. And this is a lesson in life. You got to be careful who you have in your inner circles, man, because sometimes your friends and people around you don't mean you well. And when you get into some money, you get a little clout. You gotta be careful, man, how you move because just as fast as you can get it, you can lose it.
Yeah.
And for him, he still has the talent. It's just the injuries.
So
I don't know how
you
you
know
really maneuver a career like that. You know what I mean?
Have you ever heard the term? You can take a nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the nigga.
Yeah,
When it
yeah,
comes to his that part of it, I think that's just his character. I don't think
yeah,
I don't think he's a bad person for say. I just think
yeah,
he got, excuse my language, nigga ways.
yeah,
Which most black people, we all have nigga ish
yeah.
ways.
Of course.
So I just think, I mean, I believe he made some bad choices as far as like
Yeah,
with weapons and guns, but I truly believe he learned from it because we
yeah,
haven't seen him do it again ever since the
yeah.
last time. You know, and I
It's
believe his play has improved.
yeah,
But the biggest concern is what you said is the
the
health for him. Can he
injuries.
stay healthy?
Yeah,
If he goes to a
yeah.
new
Especially for
environment,
a play of his archetype.
if he goes to a new environment, what would be a good fit?
Whew. Man, it's stay the hell out of Miami. What's crazy, Miami's a really great culture, but I think the fear around Ja is you take him out of Memphis, you put him in like a city like Miami. Like, I don't know if that would be great. You know what I mean? Like, that's every nigga's dream, right? You get out of Memphis and you go to the beautiful city of
South
Miami.
Beach.
Yeah, like that might be even more problematic, even with the culture set up by Miami.
but would that be?
Man,
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, you're good. It's kind of a hard one because I don't. His market is so bad right now, just because they're like the Bucks couldn't even get him. Like that's how bad his value was. Like they weren't even trying to give up a whole farm for Ja. So it's kind of a tough one, but maybe. Oh my gosh, it's hard because he's not a shooter. I think that's the main hindrance to his game that he
He's a
needs to
flyer.
develop. He's
He's
got
a
to
high
develop
flying
a shooter. Yeah,
object.
he's like wild. He's like his archetype is like Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook.
You know who? This is
But
gonna sound
yeah,
crazy. Remember Iguodala?
oh yeah,
Young Iguodala though, not old Iguodala. I'm talking about high
yeah,
flying when he first came into the league, and
yeah.
he had
That's
the
true.
highest
That's
vertical
true.
in the NBA. Iguodala. Do you remember
Yeah,
that
no,
time?
that's true. Yeah,
So yeah, I think not per se exactly, but even Vince
yeah,
Carter, his game also reminds me a lot of Vince Carter. So if he could become a better shooter, I think he'd become a better player. If he
yeah,
could stay, if you get him around Braun, if you get him around Curry, if you get him around KD,
yeah.
I think you'll get the best out of Ja. But Ja is the one carrying the team, and I don't think that's his role.
Yeah, and all of his guys are gone. So you kind of can't really have him, there. Jaren Jackson's ain't there. Desmond Bain ain't there. What was Dylan Brooks? Like all those guys are gone. So it's like, what do you really have around them?
Right.
And like to your point, you need somebody who not only has been around the block, who knows not only knows how to win, but it's just mentally mature and still
Not
skilled.
only
Like
that, teach him
you'll
how to
listen to
become
one
a
of those
better
guys.
shooter. Like I know for
Yeah,
sure, LeBron. You think Luka was shooting this good before he got around LeBron?
nah,
LeBron
yeah,
elevated his game, and he's not going to take credit for that. But LeBron is the real reason why Luka is playing how. If you start to look at Luka now, you kind of see a lot of LeBron in his game.
yeah. And not only that, KD. I mean, KD's been a hell of a underrated shooter his last few years. He's been flirting with the 50, 40, 90 club almost every single season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
wild.
get him
Interesting
around
stat too,
guys
by
who
the
know
way.
what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you put him around the right people, he can make some noise. Now, what
Yeah.
if imagine? I think a good landing spot would be with the Warriors.
Oh, say that again. It kind of cut out a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think a good landing spot would actually be the Warriors.
It's funny. They floated. I'll say this. I definitely think the culture fit. I'll say this. Andrew Wiggins, right? When he came to the Golden State, I remember a lot of the words around him. You know, he was just a player who never really gave 100% effort. Like he was just there on the court. I've seen the Warriors take guys like that and turn them into champions and turn them into, you know, Wiggins became a hell of a good defender, even if it was only for a season, but it mattered because they won a chip. You get him around the right people, you get him around the right players, around coaching staff, and he's still young, man. Like he's still super young. Like I still think there's a lot of good years ahead of him. He's just got to get healthy and keep his mind right. You know what I mean? You got to. And like I said, to your point, like even for me, I'll even say like there was a point where I had to realize that, you know, the fine line between being yourself, but also knowing how to operate and maneuver through certain environments and not be used to how you act. Because, you know, certain areas I've grown up in, like, you know, where I was either the black man in class, the only black kid in school, the only black kid in the block, the only black guy at my job. And it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. We've all been there to a point, and it's like how I talk with you and my boys, it would be very different how I talk in public. But you also never want to sacrifice your whole personality and who you are as a person.
Comfortable, right?
Yeah, and I think with Ja, like you to your point, like just and even Anthony Edwards too. You know, there's a lot of people who aren't used to personable black men like that, and because of that, people kind of have this already preset notion. You know, not to preach on anything, but I think with Ja, yeah. So I think for Ja, it's a fine line, just knowing when to be yourself, but knowing when it's time to suit up and take care of business. You got to do that.
Man. And it's crazy that it still rings in my ear today when I get unprofessional or I get out of character at the wrong moment or the wrong time. It still rings in my ear a little bit. He says there's a time and a place for everything.
Yep.
If it's not the time, then it's not the place. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So the next thing is 76ers. Are they legit or are they a fraud?
Well, I must say, I just think they're a fraud, man. I think they have all the talent in the world. They have a big three on paper that should work, but just doesn't because injuries, man. Like, the injuries are just... The 76ers had their time. And you know what that time was? When Kawhi hit that buzzer beater that felt impossible. Like, that little, 2-3 year stretch after that, it's been fail after fail. Joel's either hurt. Now Paul George is a guy who always gets hurt. And, Tyrese Maxey was just hurt. So it's just, I just don't, it's kind of hard, man. Like when you have a superstar that's always hurt, you're never really going to get anywhere. Like, it's just one of those things. They're just unlucky. It's unfortunate. I like Joel Embiid. He's one of the best big men we have in the modern era. But if you're not available half the games, then, how serious can we take you? You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. So now, with that being said, are the Hornets for real? Because, I mean, they played each other, so that's what made me, brought it to the table, because I'm like, you would have thought 76ers would have won that game because, like you're saying, on paper, they look better than the Hornets because all they have is ball. But all they needed was ball, apparently.
They needed ball to have the ball go in the basket. I'll say this because I know Key's been high on this team for a while. I think next year is the year where they really show us that they're for real, or they're taking that next step. Because now I think guys are starting to get comfortable with each other. Guys are accepting certain roles. I think LaMelo, I think he's been great ever since he took more of a reduced role. This is what makes a team. Like, you got to understand your roles and you got to be willing to take sacrifices. I think come next year, if they can make some moves, maybe, certain guys, they can kind of tweak the roster a bit. I don't really know what you do with LaMelo. Yeah.
I was going to say, the way they're playing this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they attract some big names like Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards or somebody of
Hmm.
a high caliber player because of LaMelo Ball. And to
Yeah.
be honest, the Hornets might not win a lot, but they do have a
Yeah.
good culture there when it comes to
Yeah.
basketball. And if they win, they will fill the seats. I believe so.
Yeah. And they got, I mean, I'll say this, Con Knipple, he doesn't make LaMelo, I'll say this. He has arguably been their best rookie they've had since LaMelo. And I even think there's certain aspects of his game that I would prefer over LaMelo. Like, he's a better shooter than LaMelo. Like, in terms of efficiency wise, like, he's one of the most efficient rookies and hell, even shooters we've seen at this early on in their stage of their career. Like, that's why I think, and to your point, people will want to flock because you got a Con Knipple. You got a guy that's already playing really at an all-star level in his rookie season. He's only going to get better. Like, if he's shooting, how many rookies you know have shot over 40% from three while attempting almost, I think, over nine
I
threes a
mean, the
game?
only guy I
That's
know, I
hard.
don't even think did Curry do that. I was gonna say Curry, but I don't
No,
even
I
know.
don't even. Nah, barely. Like, at least with this clip and volume, because I mean, Curry was hurt a lot in his, earlier years. So,
Yeah.
but this dude, like Han, like I honestly think come next season the Hornets kind of have some. It's like this: when Phoenix went on that run prior to getting Chris Paul, I think they won like 8 straight or 10 straight games in the bubble. And then even though they didn't make the playoffs, people were saying like, "Oh man, this team that come next year it might be good." And then they ended up being good for 2+ years. So you never know, man. It's the summer. People aren't going to be on the move, bro. So you just never know.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility that they could turn it around this year. Can they be playoff contenders though?
Maybe not this year, just
No, no, no.
because I
I'm talking
mean,
about like,
oh, just in the future.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the future, for sure. They got the guys. They got young talent. These guys are only going to get better. And I mean, look at San Antonio. It took them a couple years after getting Limby to really snap and get it together. So you never know, man. Like, you get the right talent. All it takes is time.
who is the biggest threat to win it all right now in the NBA?
You know, I know I've been really high in the Thunder. I think I might have to go with the Spurs. They look really good, man.
Man,
I'm
over the
sorry.
over
Like,
the LA Lake, the great mighty Lakers.
I think I might have to, man. Like, don't
Jeez.
get me wrong. Like, the Lakers are up there, but the Spurs, Victor's just, man, Victor's really good. And his defense is really good, too. I
That
mean,
boy is
man, I'm
huge, tall,
sorry.
and lanky.
Dude, he is. Sometimes it's just watching them play just feels like it's unfair. It's an he he doesn't even feel like he is from this earth, bro. He feels
It's
like a
like he's like
freaking
one of the monsters from
just
Space
man.
Jam.
Yeah, you know that meme? Like, I don't know on Instagram if you ever seen like there's this guy, he has a bowl and he has like his water in a Gatorade bottle, and each bottle has like a certain like, oh, maximum height, and he pours the water in the bowl. And then shooting ability, he pours like all of it into a bowl.
Right.
If I find it,
Yeah, I
I have to
never
show
seen
you.
it, but
That's
that sounds
like
like.
I have to find it, but that motherfucker is literally every character you see on 2K that's 7 foot that has every shooting ability.
Yeah, he's like
That's
he's like the
Wimby.
creative player that you want to create when you want to beat
Yeah,
everybody.
that's just cheating, bro. And not only that, he dropped 41 points tonight and only had four free throws. And it's scary because Victor's not even in his prime yet, and
Right.
he's so good.
And you know
But
he got Tim Duncan and them in his ear. He
yeah,
got both the Twin Towers, I believe, coaching him up.
yeah,
I think
dude.
Robinson
Like,
might be in his ear too, for
yeah,
sure.
bro. I mean, KG training with KG and Bunks, like the man just different.
Yeah, man. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get our final thoughts because thank God I don't want to really make this show too long because I don't want to
Yeah.
get jammed up and everything. So, what is your final thoughts? I'll let you get going with your day. and then I can
Yes,
get me
sir.
some rest and do the editing with the next day or two because we got all the way till Thursday, so I got plenty of time to do the
Right.
editing for this show. So, what is your final thoughts, my friend?
Yes. Like I said earlier, guys, the NBA regular season's almost over. We got a week and a half before the regular season's up. April 12th. Remember, all 30 teams play that day, and then right after that, we got the play-in tournament to determine who the top two seeds will play.
Excuse me.
This year is shaping up to be one of the best years yet. I mean,
I think it
there's
is
nothing like
for by
seeing,
far
yeah,
for a
there's
long
nothing like
time.
seeing new teams. Like, it's really exciting, man. This is why I love this time of the year. Not only do you got March Madness, shout out to UConn for beating Duke in a wild game, but right after that, like I said, we got playoffs. It's going to be great. It's going to
Yeah,
be
man.
great.
March is a great time for basketball as a whole. Playoffs
Hmm.
starting March Madness. I really wish we could have did some college, but we're gonna need a whole nother team for that. and a whole,
Yeah.
I think we'll need a whole nother crew for that one. But
But my guy, like I said, my guy, he loves. He's been watching March Madness. He's been better at keeping it up with
Adam,
keeping it up than me. So
add him into the group chat, my man, and we'll go from there. My final thoughts. I agree with you and Key as far as the Hornets and the Hawks go. I
yeah,
agree that the 76ers might be fraud only because they like you said back during they cannot stay healthy. And that's always been a problem with like I've been at one point in my life I was a 76ers fan because of Iverson.
yeah,
Even with Iverson, they just couldn't get
hmm,
it done. So it's just like a thing with them now. And it's just like
yes,
you
yeah,
even like you would and I know I'm not the only one that has root for the 76ers because you want to see them win after a while, right?
yeah. I
It
like
just
him.
it just doesn't happen. I think Brooklyn
Yeah,
has a better chance of winning it all than they do at one point at some point. I think if the Grizzlies get rid of Ja, they're in big fucking trouble, and they're probably gonna tank next season to get some players in there. Um, I think the Spurs are for real. I think the Lakers are for real. And I think the Thunder is for real on the West. And I think the Celtics are for real. I think the Cavs are for real. And I think, what was the other team? The Pistons are for real. My team to
Pistons,
watch out
right,
for
right.
on the West is actually now the Nuggets because they're creeping up. They're starting to creep
Yeah,
up, and they're actually can be a threat in the playoffs because they're somewhere they've been there before. It's not
yeah. They
something
won.
new,
Yeah,
so I would have to put them in there. Um, Golden State, we'll see you next year with a healthy Stephen Curry and a healthy team. But I always respect and have high respect for Golden State and the Golden State
yeah.
Warriors. I would cheer for them every time they played because that's what I wanted to see win. I was a Curry fan, and then I actually still am. I used to wear his shoes. As a matter of fact, the
Yeah.
Arm.
I mean,
Say it for me. My accent is fucking with me right now.
freaking Army.
Under
Wait, Army Hammer.
under. What is it called? What's the name?
Oh wait, Under Armour. Under
Thank you. Like
Armour.
my pronunciation right now is fucking with me.
I don't know why I said Army Hammer too.
That's
I
what I
don't know
said.
why I
Like we ain't
said that
cooking
too.
up. But okay, so those
I
are my
was about
final
to
thoughts.
say.
We see you guys Thursday.
Yes,
Hopefully we
sir.
could have the stats and who's winning, who's in second, who's in third, and we most likely he's gonna end up winning. But we don't know yet until
Shit, we'll
this
see.
week really is the week, and next week is really what matters to what's gonna decide who the real winner of this is and who gets
Yup.
this trophy. So we're gonna figure out if you do win. Me and the guys are gonna come together. We're gonna figure out a way to issue this trophy for the season until somebody can take it from you.
Whew.
With that
If I
being
win that trophy, I'm not letting it go as best as possible.
with that being said, man, thank you for your time and your effort. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. I will see you
Of
Thursday.
course. Yes,
make sure
sir.
everybody turns in their picks. I know the season is almost over, so it doesn't matter really. But if you really want to be in first place, it kind of does, you know.
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, I'll see you Thursday. Thank you for your time as
Yes,
always. This is
sir.
Smoking Ball, and we're out.
Peace, y'all.